Good morning. Like all serious academic endeavors, will begin and end with Dr. Seuss, who wrote, "The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go." Today, we're here to celebrate 7 young Cambrians who've excelled academically in high school. They've done so well that the Unitarian Universalist community of Cambria has awarded each one with a $1,200 scholarship to help with the cost of their further education. They will now be entering college. It is an exciting and challenging time, made even more so by the pandemic. Today, we'll meet these students one by one and learn how they, with our family's assistance, have succeeded. We'll also learn where they plan to go from here and wish them well because, as C.K. Chesterton wrote, education is simply the soul of a society as it passes from one generation to another.
Marianne will light the chalice here in the sanctuary. I invite you to light your own chalice and place it where it can be seen by all of us if you are able. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lit the flame within us and the community. Before we sing the first hymn, let me remind you to leave yourselves muted. However, we want you and whoever is with you to sing with Jan and Mary as big and loud as you'd like. Make it a joyous experience. So let's all sing the opening hymn, For All That Is Our Life, number 128.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all that is our gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all that is our gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universal Community of Cambria. We are glad you have joined us today. We acknowledge that our UUCC sanctuary stands on land that was originally occupied by coastal Chumash indigenous peoples whose ancestors lived primarily in San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, and Ventura counties. As a Unitarian Universalist community, we celebrate religious diversity and welcome all who journey in search of faith and spirituality. The UUCC is a lay-led congregation, inviting speakers from different religious traditions and spiritual or scientific backgrounds to speak from our pulpit. We encourage presentations covering a variety of topics and areas of interest to our community that connect to the UU principles. Of the 7 principles, today's service centers around the second principle. We affirm and promote justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Compassion is something that we can easily act on individually. We can demonstrate openness, give people respect, and treat people with kindness on our own. But we need one another to achieve equity and justice. It points us to the larger community. It promotes collective responsibility. It reminds us that treating people as human beings is not simply something we do one-on-one, but something that has systemic implications and can inform our entire cultural way of being. My name is Rebecca Hendricks, and I am your worship associate this morning. I would like to extend a special welcome to today's guests and visitors. We're glad you joined us this morning under these challenging circumstances. If you are a guest and would like to introduce yourself, please raise your Zoom hand and unmute yourself when Diane calls your name. We will meet our scholarship students later in the service.
All right. Doesn't look like we have any guests for today that I can see. No hands going up. So back to you, Rebecca.
If you are not on our mailing list, please visit our website at www.uuccambria.org so that we can keep you informed about all of our activities. And please check out What's Happening, a weekly e-blast sent to all of our members and friends. This is a great way to keep up with the latest news in our community. And as a reminder, if you wish to see this or any of our past Zoom services again, recordings of these services can be found on the UUCC website and Facebook as well. The membership committee invites non-members to consider joining our community. Please contact Janet Cooper or a person on the board if you are interested. Thank you. So again, good morning and welcome to everyone. Let us now recite the affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another. We set aside this time for any brief announcements that would be of interest to our UU community members and friends. Please keep your items short and to the point. For any items that need more explanation, please call or email the person after the service to be respectful of everyone's time. If you have an announcement, please raise your Zoom hand by clicking on the Raise Hand button in the Reactions icon. When Diane calls your name, please unmute yourself, then speak.
All right. I believe Jan in the sanctuary has an announcement.
Yes, ma'am. This is regarding the July 4th service we're putting together, which is a regular morning service because it happens on Sunday. And I have 4 contributors already. We're asking you to go through your archives in your brain and discover something that is relevant to you for 4th of July. It can be somber, it can be joyful, but it should be something. So please let me know. Thanks.
Thanks, Jan. And Randy, I believe you have an announcement.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Diane. We are trying to put together our official policy for facility use. And it was determined that we need to hear from a wider community within our community. So we'd like to hear from anybody who's interested in helping out to develop this policy. And Dolores, the head of the operations committee, has put me in charge of that. So I am making my first executive decision to hold a facilities use forum on June 7th at 6 p.m. And I'll make that link available to anybody who's interested in joining us. If you have any input for how we use our facility, please join us. at 6 p.m. on June 7th via Zoom. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Janet and/or Joel, would you please unmute yourself and tell us your announcement?
Yes, this is an announcement about the potlucks. Our potlucks have begun again. Anybody that came to the May potluck already knows that. We're looking for a host for the June potlucks and the following months. So please contact me if you're willing and able to host a monthly potluck. The date for the June potluck has not been set yet. Another quick announcement concerning reopening the sanctuary for live services. The reopening committee put a note in the Tuesday newsletter last week. So if you have not seen that, check it out. And that's it, Diane.
Thanks, Joel. All right. So I have one announcement. I just wanted to let everybody know that the new women's group is continuing to expand. And it's a very exciting new group. We're getting to know one another. And if you would like to join that group, we meet the first Monday of the month at 2 o'clock. And please contact me and you can get my information through the newsletter. Okay, back to you, Rebecca.
Next week, Mary Cronin will present Sitting with Others, Compassion and Equity in Serving Those Affected by the Criminal Legal System. Sharing together some of our personal and significant joys and concerns brings us closer as a faith community. We invite you to share the milestones that are deeply felt as a part of your personal life. And please be mindful and considerate of all who come to worship with us this morning. This is a time of community building. The collective flames of these candles embody all the joys and sorrows which may have gone unspoken today, but are also deeply felt in this community. A poem entitled Big by Kristen Henry from Melbourne, Australia, from a book called Five Voices, written by Ms. Henry and 4 other women. Some of the references she makes may be before your time, graduates, but the sentiments are the same. We all hope you are destined for big things. Big by Kristen Henry. It's that moment your stomach knows the wheels have left the ground. A 360-degree wild rose sky at sunset on the beach. It's the Mormon Tabernacle Choir doing Bohemian Rhapsody. It's the neck of a giraffe. Your first taste of boy or pecan or girl. It's the Berlin Wall coming down. Piano lessons when you're 60. It's the line of demarcation where ocean and fear get darker. It's the guy about to place the last stone in the pyramid. It's an, I know this sounds crazy, but it just might work, pitch to the committee. It's growing an ear of corn or a child. It's Bourbon Street, New Orleans, the morning that Obama got elected. It's summer dropping by for that funeral and how the minor key made a TARDIS of our hearts. It's Walt Whitman's song, Aurora Australis boogieing at the end of our driveway. It's the new view when you finally get glasses. The orchestra tuning up, the lights going down. It's walking toward the smell of gardenias. We here at the UU community of Cambria hope you can add to this poetic list, each in your own inimitable fashion. Let us join in a time of meditation, of prayer, and of silence. Let us seek the quiet and the calm, laying aside our struggles. And in the silence, may there be a reverence in our hearts, a thankfulness within our spirit, and a deepened understanding of the meaning of our lives. Let us enter the stillness. Please come back now. And Chris Fox will do the second reading.
The second reading today is called Some Good Advice. Now is the time to pack your bags, both literally and figuratively, for the life passage that is about to begin. Who will you be in your future? What will you need to get there? This journey requires more preparation than which socks and sweaters to bring, and which of your favorite photos, your pillow, and anything else will help you to stave off homesickness. You must be careful to think about the intangibles that you will rely on for the next 4 years and beyond. Here they are. Humility. Own up when you make a mistake, but do not be afraid to make mistakes. Perfection is overrated. Discover what you do well and where you are weak. Be humble about your talents and quick to find the merits in others. Kindness. The best riches you can obtain are not monetary or material, but are in the kindness you express. Give people the benefit of the doubt until you know otherwise. Take into consideration that others' experiences may not be the same as yours, and thus they may have struggles or weaknesses that are not the same as your own. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself. Do not make excuses for poor performance, poor behavior, or poor choices. Acknowledge what is wrong and then plan to do better. Creativity. It's not about art or how well you can draw or how well you play an instrument or sing. Creativity is about looking for unique perspectives, for finding original ways to solve problems. All of life is solving problems. Find those that are most worthy of your time. Do not let life lock you into thinking there is only one path to choose, one decision to make, or one way to solve a problem. Dedication. Find something you can dedicate yourself to, whether it is a part of your career path or an addition to it. Look for ways to serve others, to give of your many talents to improve your world. You will find that in times of self-doubt, helping others is the best antidote to discouragement or heartache. Integrity. Be who you are, not who you think others want you to be. Your genuine self is your best self. This is always true. Take what you have built up within you to this day, through all of your schooling, through all of your experiences, your resilience, your sense of justice, the values your parents instilled in you, the discipline you have already demonstrated. These things will never fail you. Hold to them because they will be challenged. Prepare well for that journey ahead.
The anthem today is My Wish by Steve Robson and Jeffrey Steele. This rendition is arranged by Jan Kallner and will be sung by Mary Schwalbe, Jan Kallner, Mary Ann Anderson, and me.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road takes you where you want to go.
And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you.
And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window.
If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything,
More than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want to do. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you and the place you left.
I hope you always forgive and you never regret.
and you help somebody every chance you get.
Oh, you find your grace in every mistake and always give more than you take. But more than anything, yeah, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. This is my wish. This is my wish.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Ann Anderson, and I would like to welcome you to a very, very special Sunday when we recognize the achievements of this year's high school graduates. There are 6 of us on the scholarship committee, some of you whom you have met. We have an honor of choosing this year's recipients. Jan Kallner, Chris Fox, Rebecca Hendricks, Lou Patelka, Robert Wilkerson, and myself. Our selection process includes several criteria. First, we take the applications individually and study them, looking for anything that might stand out. Essays tell us quite a lot about the individuals and how they present themselves and what they believe in. Recommendations, grades, and activities also play a part. We do take special consideration to select those who exhibit social and environmental justice contributions and aspirations befitting the UU principles. We also found some qualities like endurance, patience, cooperation, optimism, and service in all of the winners. Then we take a vote. In our 8th year of giving, we have raised $8,400, wow, which will be distributed among 7 individuals. That's $1,200 each. Now let's meet the scholarship winners for 2021. First, I'd like to call on Michelle. Michelle, please unmute and introduce yourself and tell us where you'll be going to school.
Hi everyone, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, so my name is Michelle, but I also go by Michi, and I'm comfortable with either one. I just wanted to introduce my greatest support systems really quick. These are my mom and dad, Patricia and Francisco.
Oh, wonderful. So nice to meet you and your parents. It's great. Michelle, you started a group called St. Thomas Aquinas College Bound Group. Can you tell us why you started it and how it will help you in your future endeavors?
Yeah, of course. So basically, the St. Thomas Aquinas College Bound Group, we chose that specific name just because it is the patron saint of academics. And this group kind of came to be because of my struggles. I was struggling really hard to find the motivation and the guidance to apply to colleges. I am a first-generation student, like many of my peers, and my parents weren't given the chance to continue their education after elementary school. But although this barrier that they had, they always gave me all the continuous support that they could. And although they couldn't have given me the guidance I needed on filling out college applications, they still did try. But this was a barrier I was scared that I wouldn't have been able to overcome. But I knew that I wasn't going to let that get in the way of my college. So the group started in the month of August 2020, and it was really hard to receive guidance from the school just through Zoom calls. So I did try and make my best efforts, but then I decided to reach out to my youth minister, Sylvia Barker. And I just explained to her how I was feeling and that I knew I needed help. I knew that other people would also need help on this path. So she decided to offer her support to whoever would need it, but she is just one person. So we decided that we could probably find other community members to help. We started off by making a list of people in the senior class who wanted to continue their education, as well as find this group to be beneficial. And we decided to reach out to community members that would volunteer in helping review our essays, review our college applications, make certain workshops that would help us and expand our knowledge of college, as well as just having talks as a group about how we were feeling about our current situation. For all of our essays and college applications, we had certain due dates just so we would have everything done on time and no one would feel overwhelmed. And I am decided to go study at California State University, Fullerton, and I plan to study communications and public relations. And I want to continue using my communication skills to pursue my education. And this group is one of the many ways that I know I'm going to be able to continue my education, because I was able to turn my struggles into something that could help multiple of my peers, including myself. This really just gave me the motivation and helped me reach my major, and that's why I decided on communications. But we are also in the works of trying to help next year senior students by providing this group to them and the same support we got. And I just wanted to end it off by giving a couple thank yous. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to the scholarship committee, because if it weren't for you guys supporting us financially, as well as just supporting our education in general, we wouldn't have been able to continue our educational path. As well, thank you to my youth minister, Sylvia Barker, because if it weren't for her, we wouldn't have been given all the support we needed to even apply to colleges. And thank you to the people that were a part of the St. Thomas Aquinas College Bound Group and all those who helped. And as well, I wanted to thank my parents who supported me throughout my hardest times, because of all of you guys, we're all going to be able to continue our education. And I just want to thank you guys once again.
That's such a wonderful, 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 good for you, Michelle. Your parents must be so proud. And we know it does take a village, sometimes a series of villages to get us through these times. Very proud of you, Michelle, and congratulations.
Much. Thank you.
And next we have Crystal. Michelle, you can mute yourself back again. Crystal, would you unmute and introduce yourself, please, and tell us where you'll be going to school?
Of course. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for recognizing each and every one of us and giving us this scholarship. It's going to help all of us and we're going to make you all so proud. So thank you once again. So my name is Crystal and I will be attending California State University Fullerton as well as a first generation student and majoring in criminal justice to pursue a career as a private criminal investigator, as well as hoping to minor in computer science, just to contain background knowledge in technology to use it in the criminal justice system for the good, since our future is developing a lot more with technology.
That's just wonderful. You said in your essay you had to ask for help for yourself. And the last sentence of your piece said that you fell in love with helping people. Do you think these two concepts are related? And if so, how?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You'd be surprised how scary it is to actually ask for help when all my mom taught me was independence. But even to become independent, you really need others to help build your own confidence. So throughout high school, I got the chance to give myself some time to figure out who I am with the help of people who actually cared about me. And seeing myself get that help that I obviously couldn't give myself, I learned that is what I needed. So for an example, I got a lot of guidance when I felt lost for a class or communicating with people that I didn't see myself talking to. So therefore, it helped me figure out what I wanted to do in the future. So if someone could give that help to me, I would love to give that help to someone else. That is why I will be studying criminal justice, so I get the opportunity to be able to help those who suffered injustices and others who are not able to help themselves in dangerous situations. Knowing that I can save at least one life in my lifetime means more to me than anything else, especially in my community. And I know that is the regular answer to wanting to be a cop. So I am well aware that there are also very bad perspectives on cops right now. That is why I'm willing to fight for change on that aspect and hoping to influence many more minorities, especially women, to join the justice system so we can continue to love helping people instead of hurting them, because that is what will bring peace to this country and what I truly believe in.
Oh, that's a wonderful, wonderful statement and so articulately said. Thank you, Crystal, and congratulations to you.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Sammy, would you please unmute and introduce yourself and tell us where you'll be going to school?
Of course. My name is Samantha. I am currently on my break at work, so if you hear any background noise, that is what it's going to be. But I have committed to the University of Davis. It's science. As a political science major, I want to focus on immigration issues, just because I have personally had a background with that and have conflicted with that in the past. So it's something that I hold with me strongly.
Yes, and bravo for you for taking time from your work to spend a little time with us today. Was there a defining moment that made you interested in political science, Sammy? And what do you plan to do with a degree in that field?
Yes. So like I've mentioned, I have had countless interacts of injustice with the immigration policies. And just like I heard that you were into going it, or you actually completed your public policy degree, I applied to that for Riverside. Riverside was the only UC that did do public policy, but I felt like Davis was a stronger place for me just because it was right near the capital and also because of the town that it was in, compared to Riverside. And going into public policy, it was mainly due to my parents' background. They did immigrate here to the United States, and it was really, really hard for them in the beginning. Now they have built such a beautiful life for my siblings and I, and I know that there's not every single immigrant student like me has had the opportunities that I have. So I want to continue that.
That's wonderful. I'm wishing you all the very best in your future endeavors, and congratulations to you, and your family must be so proud of you. And now we have Phoebe. Phoebe, would you please unmute and introduce yourself and tell us where you'll be going to school?
Hi, I'm Phoebe. First off, I want to thank you for your patience because I got here a little late. I just got off work. So right now I'm covered in like horse slobber and snot. But I applied and I got into Cal Poly. So I'm going to Cal Poly in SLO for agriculture business. I decided to go to agriculture business because of my job at the horse ranch right now. I really enjoy working with like environmental issues and all that stuff. So I'm going to minor in environmental resources to find out new and better ways to create sustainable resources instead of like plastic and all that stuff. So that's my ultimate goal, is to work in that area. But I also wanted to do agriculture business because I really want to work outside. So I really don't want like a desk job. I want to work outside as much as possible. So yeah, that's why I chose it.
That's wonderful. And this is a great place to do it, especially in this area. You're a certified lifeguard with CPR, first aid, and rescue training. And you also work with these San Simeon Arabian horses. Wow. Your career goal is to work in environmental resources, as you mentioned, and find sustainable alternatives. And how do these two rather disparate paths lead to that particular goal, or are they not totally related?
Well, for lifeguarding, I started when I was 8 years old. I did junior lifeguard training every year. I did both sessions. So it was about 6 weeks or so each summer. So I was spending all my days outside. I would spend every single summer all day outside. And it just made me like love the ocean and everything about outside. And I would see all the trash everywhere being like picked up and like everyone leaving all their stuff, especially on Memorial Day weekend, which is funny because it's now. But I really just want to fix that issue and everything that's going on with the ocean as well. So that's what got me into lifeguarding and helping people as well. And I decided to work at the Hearst Ranch because my dad decided to get me a job there with Bill Flemion. And I think that was an amazing opportunity. I was really nervous at first, but working with the horses has really opened my eyes to helping out animals as well as the environment. So just like combining those two things together really fixated my idea on agriculture business.
That's wonderful. And we know that horses do speak their own language if we can only tune into them. Thank you so much, and all the best to you. And Vivi, we've got Vivi next. Vivi, would you please unmute, introduce yourself, and tell us where you'll be going to school, dear?
Hi, my name is Viviana, but most people call me Vivi. I will be attending the University of California, Berkeley in the fall with a major in business and an intended minor in environmental sciences. And I will also be a part of Summer Bridge program for 6 weeks in July, which is a program that helps incoming freshmen kind of get a feel for the higher level college courses that we will be taking. And it'll also give me a little boost for my college credits as well.
That's wonderful. I know you're trying on all different levels to really make your life a good one. Now, your goal is to work in nonprofit until you're able to start one yourself. Wow. How did you find out about nonprofits? I mean, was it from this area, or and what field do you hope to start yours?
Yeah, I have always admired nonprofit organizations, but it wasn't until I helped found the Forsadi Youth organization at my church when I realized I wanted to be a part of a nonprofit down the line. I touched base on this organization a little bit in my application, but as a reminder, the Forsadi Youth organization is a youth-led community service program which offers support to people in life-altering circumstances. Our group highlights leadership and outreach along with student-led responsibilities and community involvement. I helped start this organization in 2018 and have been secretary and currently am vice president, which entails fundraising and organizing meetings and agendas. We have raised $1,000 for Homeboy Industries, an organization that helps the formerly gang-affiliated Reentry Society, $2,000 for 40 Prado, a local homeless shelter located in San Luis Obispo, and $70,000 for community COVID relief. This organization is what truly inspired me to continue helping others throughout my life. My parents always taught me that if you are fortunate to have something, you should always try to give to those who aren't. and I have lived vicariously with that in mind since I was little. My sophomore year, I did a presentation on global warming, and that is when I realized how much carbon emissions we emit. This made me want to receive my education in business and minor in environmental sciences in order to obtain the right information and experience needed to later on start such an organization and make sure it was a structured organization that would perform well. I want the focus to be on helping others like I was in Forsadi, and I also want to educate them about the damaging effects on the environment. And I want to just end by saying thank you so much to the scholarship committee for selecting me for this very generous scholarship, and to everyone who raised the money to help my peers and I. We greatly appreciate it, and I know it will help us all in very great ways.
You are so welcome, Vivian. So deserving to be wanting to do all that and go to school too. You've got a lot on your plate. So congratulations, Vivian. We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Jasmine. Jasmine, please unmute and introduce yourself and tell us where you'll be going to school.
Hello, I'm Jasmine, and in the fall I'll be attending Notre Dame, majoring in political science. I was accepted to Latino Scholars Program, which is one of Notre Dame's merit scholarship, and which I'm really excited for, just because I'm going to have a focus on Latinos, like helping out the Latino community, and I'm also going to be having classes in political with about government and everything, and because ultimately the goal is to run for office and help out as many people as I can.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, your career goal, running for public office. Go girl. And also, how do you think you prepare for a career like that? And finally, who are your role models?
So to prepare for a career like that, I keep up with local and national news just so I can stay up with current issues. And at college, I'm going to join organizations with the same hope and goals as I do, so I can start making a difference as soon as possible. And then I'm also going to protest and help encourage people, volunteer with politicians, just so I can get active in the political world as soon as possible. And I'm for sure going to continue volunteering with youth and anyone that needs help. And just try to meet as many people as I can to prepare for a career for running for office. And then for my role models, so my political role model would have to be AOC, because she is a part of the Hispanic community, and she built up her reputation from the ground and has succeeded so much, and she's always stayed true to herself and never forgotten her roots, and that's incredibly important for me. But my ultimate role models have been my parents, because despite them being elementary school dropouts in Mexico, they're the definition of hard work. They came to this country with nothing, not knowing the language, and they built their life in this country for my brothers and I. And now I have the luxury to continue my education in college. So just like my parents changed my family's destiny by coming to this country, I'm going to change it by going to college.
Yes, and as so many of our young learners here whose parents, I wouldn't really call them dropouts, I would call them making changes that were necessary to make their lives and their families' lives have more opportunity, like the young people that we're meeting today. So I'm sure all of your parents must have a very special place in their heart of pride for what you've all accomplished. Finally, we have Kendall. So great to see you again, Kendall. Please unmute, introduce yourself, and tell us where you'll be going to school.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kendall, and I've decided to start off by going to Cuesta College and then hopefully transfer after the 2 free years that we get. I wanted to transfer because I felt like my career could use a couple more years of me learning about it before I head off to a UC or something like that. And I'm going to be studying kinesiology, and that's something that I've never looked into before. So when I found the love for it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is totally weird. I never thought I would start off by, going to a junior college and then transferring, but I have decided to pursue kinesiology and transfer hopefully to Pepperdine University, but that's too far in the future to be sure of. But yeah, I'm going to be studying kinesiology because I have a love for helping people, and I always have. And it's changed my life because I have people in my family who, studying about the body and learning about how the body works could really just help them. And it's been really impactful in my life.
Yes, and I think kinesiology is the working of the human body. Is that what you would define that as? The workings of the human body?
Yeah, it's kind of just like the study of how the human body works and like all the functions and everything.
So you said in your essay, so now I push myself to find joy in what life currently has to offer. And what are you finding joy in today, Kendall?
There's so many things that I'm finding joy in right now, and especially during these insane times, I'm gonna admit I wasn't always looking for joy in things, but I realized how important it is to stay happy and focus on the good in your life, because that's sometimes the only thing that's gonna help you get through tough times. And what I'm currently finding joy in right now is just hanging out with my family and friends, and just going to college. That's something I'm very excited for. And graduating high school is just like right around the corner, so I'm very happy about that.
And thank you so much for telling us all about yourself, and we wish you the best of luck, Kendall. And as my UU community can see, these young people who are so deserving and have really exhibited the patience and the endurance of a very, very difficult time. We find positivity in what they're saying. We find love of family. We find sacrifice. And we find the hope for the future through these young people. So I'm so proud to tears to thank you for your contributions, that you've given us the opportunity to help you. And I want to thank the UU community, the committee, and all of those who contributed so generously this year to our scholarship recipients. Congratulations, and let's all give them a big hand.
Normally at this time, we receive offerings from our congregants. However, due to the virtual format of this service, we invite you to make your offering in one of the methods shown on the screen. These methods are posted in the newsletter and on the UUCC website. Please keep in mind that our congregation is entirely self-governed by the democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all of the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and institutional well-being. You are invited to participate in the blessing of giving by sending us an offering. Thank you. Let us now sing the doxology. Today, the lyrics on the screen are hymn number 380. please join in singing the closing hymn, We'll Build a Land, number 121.
We'll build a land where we bind up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness dissolves all mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land where we bring the good tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn, and we'll give them garlands instead of ashes. Oh, we'll build a land where peace is born. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land building up ancient cities, raising up devastations from old, restoring ruins of generations. Oh, we'll build a land of people so bold. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. Come build a land where the mantles of praises resound from spirits once faint and once weak, where like oaks of righteousness stand her people. Oh, come build the land, my people we seek. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream.
Let us now recite the valediction. The flame of this chalice will no longer burn today, but the light of the flame within our hearts continues to shine brightly, illuminating the love felt in our community. You may now extinguish your chalice at home. After the benediction, please click on the gallery view button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, but please remain muted. Diane will call on you when you raise your Zoom hand. Lou?
It is hard to imagine a graduating class that has faced greater challenges and setbacks than you have over the past 15 months. And yet you, our scholarship recipients, have persisted and excelled in spite of those challenges. So go forth, heeding the words of Dr. Seuss, and I quote, "Congratulations, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away," end quote. Good luck.
Congratulations all.